seeing without eyes. It's also magical.
You can see without eyes?
Yes, I can.
How?
Plant medicine is an amazing tool, but to understand that you are plant medicine as well. I was so scared about drugs. And then I thought, okay, Iboga, this is the Mount Everest if you do plant medicine. And when I came back, my whole life crashed. Then I realized it's not money, it's not fame, and I had no idea what it is. When you come to Earth, you get the face you need for your task. I discovered face reading. I wanted to bring it to the world, and there was no book which was interesting. And I said, I write one. The first day my book was out, the first day I was in the bestseller list. Mother Ayahuasca, she came to me and she said, Tatjana, there is a waiting list of souls which wants to come to this earth. And there she also told us a story which is so sad for all women in this world. It's about...
Welcome to Conscious Connection Podcast. This is a podcast with the intention to help my generation and older people discover the tools that I discovered along my path and the guests discovered that allows you to expand your consciousness and get beyond the box of your mind, of your body, of your environment, and create a life of intention and the intention of the divine. When I heard your story when I was talking with you, you shared that you did 3 months of ayahuasca.
Yes.
Straight, and every second day drinking. I was like, what? Like, for me, one ceremony is insane. For me, if you do one ceremony, it can already shift your life completely, 180.
Yes, it was a very special thing. It was in an amazing environment. It was in Bolivia, in the middle of a jungle.
Okay.
Together with natives, and it was absolutely powerful. There was nothing around, only animals, the jungle animals. And the ayahuasca session, it was like a series on Netflix for me. She came to me and she said, I show you what happened in your past lives. So every night I had another life. She showed me another life.
That you lived already.
Yeah, that I lived as a soul. And it was so beautiful because I have so much skills in this life. I was always wondering where it's coming from, And then I understand, I was a doctor, I was a witch, and I was a philosopher. I saw all these lives and I saw that I was a male and a female and how to feel as a male. At the moment, it's difficult for me to understand how a male is feeling, but I was a male before, and it was so mind-blowing. It was a really, really beautiful and amazing time. And also with the group, we were a group of 10 people, and we were instantly like a family, and it was just an amazing thing. And also with Mother Ayahuasca, I have a deep connection, and she helps me always to find out what's the next step and why I'm here. And it's mind-blowing. And I love the journeys with her, and when it's so colorful, when I'm riding on the back of a dolphin and something like this. I'm really also connected very deep to the sea animals. When I'm on the sea, they are all coming, and that's so beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
And she also gave me an impression why it is like this. So.
Why?
Yeah, she told me that I also was in Atlantis. And there we were connected with everything. So, and Lemuria, so it was beautiful. It was, I was very excited every night, every second night. So, what's going on today? It was like a series, it's the end, and then tomorrow there's another series, and you will
like
watch it.
A series, like a movie series?
Yeah, it's like a movie series. It was like this. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was, yeah.
When you hear about people's ayahuasca journeys and you hear how they are able to transcend into other dimensions, into other times in the world and in other worlds, it can sound a bit crazy. To me, before I ever did it, it was also like people that do it probably are crazy. Like, how does this even a reality?
I understand it now like this. You have a big booklet in heaven, and there are different emotions you can have or different experiences. It's like you're booking an adventure trip. You want to go hiking and you want to go rafting, water rafting, and you say, oh, this sounds good, oh, let's do it. And then the moment you come to this earth, you forgot everything. And it was for me like this. I had a really hard life. Probably I said, oh, let's do this. Sexual abuse, that's amazing, let's have it. violence in your childhood. Oh my God, this sounds really cool. So I had a really, really hard time as I was a child. My parents weren't awakened, and they were really, how do you say, heavy. And they beat me up a lot, and I had sexual abuse from my grandfather. And I knew as a child this is not okay. I knew it. And I left my family. I was 13 years old. And I said, I need to go, otherwise they will kill me. And I went out of my family, and then my journey starts. This was the beginning. I went to a child's home, and there everything was different. Everyone loved me, and before, everyone hates me. I was guilty for nearly everything. I was guilty for existing. My mother always told me, you are, because of you, I never can make something out of my life. And so I was always guilty. And at 13 my journey starts, and then I had also professional, how do you say, support from psychologists. They helped me overcome this stuff. And so it was a hard journey at the beginning to find out who you really are, because I thought I'm this ugly, unworthy child, because I heard this all the time. They told me, you are nothing, we don't need you, no one needs you. This
Oh
were the
wow.
sentences I got in my first years, and they burned deep in. And so
Wow.
this was the way out. And at the beginning it was hard, but now it's so much fun, to overcome all this pattern and all these sentences, and to find out I'm a genius. I'm so amazing, and I'm so lovable. And I don't say it from an ego part. I say it from a self-love part. I love myself. I'm so curious about myself. I'm so happy that I am like I am. And I found so much stuff out. For example, when I was around about 40, and then I found out, oh, I can write a book. And then I wrote my first book, because there was no book in the market I liked. It was about face reading. I discovered face reading, because when you come to Earth, um, you get the face you need for your task. So this is absolutely amazing. And I discovered it, and I wanted to bring it to the world. And there was no book which was interesting and makes curious and so on. And then I said, I write one. And then I wrote my first book. And then I realized I can write, I have the ability to write. How do you say, I'm a genius in words, in how to create my sentences and so on. And this was magical, to understand I'm a genius. I can do that. And then I always said, this will be a bestseller, in lots of different countries. And it happened. And this was, wow, how magical I am. I have this in my mind. I want to write a book, because there is nothing which is really nice for the people to understand this magic tool, face reading. and
Mm.
and then it went around the world. It was so magical.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about face reading? I'm very curious. What are like the basics of face reading, if you can share with me?
Oh, basics. It's not so easy, and it's good that it's not so easy. It's like, imagine you have. Normally, you have 100, 150 items. For example, the size of your eyes, the size of your nose, the size of your mouth, the shape of your face. This is all. We have more than 450 items, and not each of these items is for you. So you have at the end 100, 120, and then you can see, who you are. What are your talents? What are your strengths? You can see it on your face. And then you can use it. For example, you are a visionary. You can see this in the face. Visionary, and a person, a performer. You have the mixture from visionary and performer, and that means you got ideas and you don't think about it. You said, I do it. So it's the same like me. I get an idea, and then I do it. And I even don't make a research. It doesn't care, because I know if I get this information, it's very important for me.
Oh yeah.
So, and then you are doing it. And this you can read in the face.
Yeah, let's touch a bit more on psychedelics because as a teenager, it's such a gift when you can do it at your age. When did you start your journey with psychedelics?
Oh, this was very late. I was so scared,
Oh
about
yeah.
drugs. My father was addicted to alcohol, and now I realized my whole family also was addicted to sugar. This is also addiction,
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like alcohol. And so I always was so scared about these drugs. I never take drugs in my whole life, never. And then there was a moment. I was, it was 2017, and I I was always searching for success. I always did everything that the people see me, and I realized that 2017, and I broke down because then I realized it's not money, it's not fame, and I had no idea what it is. Everything was built up on being famous, and then I made a journey. I went to a tribe in Africa, in Kenya, and I lived together with them for 3 months in the bush, without electricity, without water. So you must understand, we were walking 12 kilometers for picking up 10 liters of water, and we balanced it on our head back 10 kilometers. This at 12 kilometers, it was amazing, and it was so beautiful, to come back to these basics, and I expect a lot there, to what I get there, but what I didn't expect was unconditional love. I got unconditional love from the first minute I arrived. They take responsibility. They were there for me, so I I still get tears in my eyes when I think about it. It was so beautiful. I I had so much nightmares, and 20, 30 people were sitting around my it was not a bed, but around me, and holding my hands, and were there for me, and this was so beautiful. I have a family now there, and really a hard family. And when I came back, my whole life crashed. I had no idea what to do. I even can't stay in my office, because I was so used to sitting outside. The whole life of the tribe is outside.
Oh yeah.
When the sun.
Inside. They call it inside. They call
Yeah, yeah,
outside
yeah, yeah,
inside.
yeah.
And they
In there
call
inside. Yeah.
outside inside outside.
Yeah, yeah, it was like this. And the whole time, we were there. And when I have to go back, I lived in Zurich, and I had my office in a famous street, and it it was strange. I couldn't stay there. And then I get ill. I had huge problems with my back. And a friend of mine, he came to me and he gave me the book of Tom Ferris. Do you know that?
Tim
The
Ferriss?
tools of the mentors.
Yeah.
You know the book?
Yeah.
He gave me the book and he said, open a page and there's the solution. And I opened the page and it was Iboga. Iboga is also blend medicine. And it's so curious. It's from Africa, and it was around my hut, It was around the corner in Kenya, but I didn't realize it. And then I thought, okay, Iboga. Iboga is it remove all your addictions in like this, in
Wow.
just 1, 2, 3 days, and I thought, okay, I need to do this. And everyone told you this is the mountain, this is the Mount Everest if you do plant medicine. But I'm always like this, I always go into it, and I said, I do it.
Into
And
the Everest.
and it was so difficult to find people who do it because it's forbidden. It's nearly forbidden everywhere in the world to do it. Some clinics are doing it for drug addiction, but I found a couple in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and then I went there, and it was so mind blowing. Oh my God, it was mind blowing. It was like a movie. I lay down and I was so surprised. I had this blindfold, and I I could see through the mindfold. I had the mindfold on, and I
You can
see
see through the
everything.
blindfold.
Yeah, and I saw everything, and then it was magical. And now I made a course. I can do this as well now. I can see with mindfold. So this is also seeing without eyes. It's also magical.
You can see without eyes?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
How?
You learn it.
What?
It's very easy. You get a blindfold, and then you train your intuition to, because this is also eye, the third eye. It's not only named eye; it's an eye. You can see with it, and I learned it, and it was magical. Yeah. I also can give you the links. There are many.
We'll link it in the bios.
Yeah, it's magical. So yeah, and then this journey starts. You lay down and you're shaking a lot, and your brain is working like hell. You feel it's, oh my God, it's transforming a lot. And then it was like a movie, ta da da ta. And then I saw eyes, big eyes watching me and telling me I'm ugly and I'm not worth to live, and so on. And these were my parents. And I saw the first, how to say, act was that I saw what they done to me. I had a coach here, and this coach told me, Tatjana, you're safe. It has nothing to do with you. It's their story, and they follow up their story with you. But you can say no, and you can go, you can step out. It's possible. And this was amazing. And then the second part of my movie was, this was quite hard. I saw the people I hurt and how I hurt them, and I saw it. And then I also had a book with me, and I wrote it down. I hurt him, and I hurt her, and this, and this, and this. And afterwards, it was magical. I called them, and I said, I had a dream. And in this dream, I saw that I hurt you so deeply, and I want to apologize deep from my heart. And it was not you, it was me. It was, I had the problem, not you. And this was also so much healing, because we were crying so hard. It was true. My mind wanted to control it if it was true. I called probably the most of my ex boyfriends, and I called them and I said, I saw this, and do you feel the same? Was it like this? And I saw it so clear in my dream, and they, they said, yes, it was like this, and it was so painful, and it was, oh my God. So it was true. And then the third part, this was the most uplifting thing I ever saw. Thousands of people who were clapping and who were bowing to me and say, you saved my life, you changed my life with everything you are doing. And this was so mind-blowing, to understand that we influence, we influence with a smile. We influence just with attention to someone, listen to someone, maybe give another point of view. So we are saving people, only that we are here. And that's so magical. And it was mind-blowing. And it's like antidepressiva for 3 to 6 months. It stays in your body, and it helps you to transform, that you left the old me behind and step into a new future. And this was mind-blowing. This was the beginning when I opened up for plant medicine.
When we see the amount of impact plant medicine can have on us, we open up much more to it. And I always say that if you ever want to get into plant medicine, and somebody ever offers you, or you want to find someone, look at how they live their life. Look at the change that they've had in their life. How much has it impacted them? And if you want to replicate and have a very similar result, somewhat, to that person, you can ask where they do it, what they did. And what I got from my plant medicine experience was that the only thing I need to do is to be the walking representation of the impact my choices have made. Because if I'm the model for my generation of what you can be at your age, whatever age you are, that it's possible to transform, that it's possible to have a consciousness of a 60-year-old or older, and that you're not bound by your age, then other people can say, oh, he doesn't need to lie to me. I see the result, I don't need to market myself. I am the walking marketing. It's like you are the person that is the best magazine.
But there is no age. It's also an illusion, you know.
Let's talk about the age solution.
Yeah, because I have now a 53-year-old body, but I'm not. You know, I'm a child. Deep inside, I'm a child, and I'm so playful, and I love this adventure trip. It's an adventure trip to being here. You know, it's the most amazing adventure trip we ever booked. So I think it's an illusion because I saw more than 25 lives I lived in these ayahuasca retreats, you know, and I also write it down, and it was so remarkable and so embarrassing. Um, this is only, how do you say, it's like a car, you know,
Like a
this is,
spaceship.
yeah, it's a spaceship or a car or whatever, and it helps you to feel. It's an instrument of feelings.
Oh yeah.
And one day you left this body, but yeah, then you get another body or whatever. I have no idea what's going on then, but there is no age. The body has an age. It supports me in an amazing way because I I don't know. Have you ever realized what your body can do? I I'm now 53, and I feel now, you know, every movement I do, if I do it like this now, I can feel what's going on in my body. You know, what's opening, how it's opening. Or if I do it like this, what's happening with my mood and everything. So my body is my instrument of feeling. Or if I eat something, I now can watch my bite, you know, when it goes down, and I feel when it enter my stomach, I can feel it because it's there, you know. It's only a moment of consciousness, and that's so beautiful, you know. Or if someone touches you in a really lovely way, and you feel what's going on this area. Or when I go, we are here in Bali and we do lots of massages. When I go to a massage and it hurts, you know, normally you do this, that it doesn't hurt, you know. But now I open up and I relax and into it, you know. I relax into the pain, and that's it's like an orgasm. It's amazing because then you realize it's that the pain went away. It's a good pain. Then it's like it feels good, and then it went away, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
another sensation. It's so amazing. Or we're both doing breath work. I love breath work, and I know breath work is my next puzzle piece, to influence the world with this, because the most of us are not breathing properly, and they don't know the magic of the breath, because you can do everything with the breath. So, for example, if you imagine how your breath is when you are doing love with another person, you know, or how your breath is when you have an orgasm. Um, so you can do this without, because it's only the breath. You can influence it only with the breath. You can have an orgasm only with the breath. And this is so amazing. It's beautiful to do it with the other person. Don't understand me wrong. Making love is one of the most beautiful thing we can do with our body on this earth. But it's amazing, you know, to to learn this tool, to learn to, how
The
to say,
instrument.
yeah, this it's so magical. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like we can activate so many elements of our body through so many different tools. Like when you activate plant medicine, your body becomes a superhuman, you know.
Yeah.
It acts in harmony with everything. In my recent ceremony, I was able to control the weather. I summoned rain. I was like,
Yeah.
boom, you know, I want rain, and it just comes. But I was in tune so much with that I can easily manifest it. And it's like my higher self does it. It's not like me in my mental. It's not a mental thing. And even breath work, it's the activation of the, it's like you release the mind from the consciousness, and the consciousness can just be, and then it can integrate anything that you have put. So that's why after plant medicine, the tools you pick after, like breath work, meditation, even being in nature, grounding yourself, are all the tools to integrate more that experience, because then it changes your mind and body. You act differently.
It's like this, and your body can produce this as well. You know, the plant medicine for me is an amazing tool, but to understand that you are plant medicine as well,
Oh yeah.
because you can do it. You know, I made For example, I make a darkness retreat, and this was so powerful because after, I would say, 40 hours, your body producing DMT
Oh, it's
by
beautiful.
yourself. And I was there for 3 weeks. I was in the darkness. It's like a hotel, and I was fasting the whole time because I want to lose space and time. I want to lose everything. And it was, oh my God, it was so magical. It was so magical. You are just flowing with the time, and 3 weeks is a long time, but it wasn't long. It was so magical.
Oh wow.
And I met all these beings who are here, my higher self, angels are joining me. And it sounds weird, but for me it's clear, it's there, it's so magical. It was mind blowing. It was, and you can do it by yourself, and even you can do it with a breath work. I have the same sensations in the meantime when I do breath work and when I do meditation, like I have with the plant medicine. You can reach it by yourself. It's time of, or it's a matter of how often you do it,
Oh yeah.
how deep you can go, if you allow the higher self to overtake you, because most of the people, they want to control everything. And also it doesn't work. For example, I always name it controletti. I was a person who wants to control everything, and this was about my story I had with my parents, and Mother Ayahuasca, she came to me. For me, she is a beautiful goddess. She is always beautiful dressed, colorful, and she looks magical. And she came one day to me and she said, Tatiana, when you want to control everything, I need to go. And I give you always a reminder when you control that I go, because I'm here to support you. And when you want to control, I can't support you. And always, it's now always, she's always with me. When I try to control something, she says, Tatiana, do you remind? Don't control. Because, we are here for you.
Oh yeah.
And go in the flow. And this is, sometimes it's really difficult. For example, if you have some, how to say, issues with money, or you have no idea how the next days looks like, and you're scared about something. And this time, at the planet is so amazing that a lot of people are scared. What is tomorrow? Because everything crashed down. Everything we know crashed down now. And there is nothing we can hold on. But we can hold on ourselves, because we choose this. I had last week, I need to tell you, this was amazing. Last week I had a person with a, how do you say, with a death
Near death
situation.
experience.
Yeah, and he told me he crashed down with the snowboard, and he was immediately dead. And then the angels were coming to him, and he told me they had so much fun because they showed how stupid we humans are. What we are doing. We are living on the. They said it's the most beautiful planet we have in the universe, the Earth. And we are living here, and we even don't realize, because we have so much problems and we create so much drama and so on. And they said they are laughing like hell about us, because everything is there and we don't see it. Every solution is here, but we don't see it because we are in our trauma. And then, he had an amazing talk with them, and he looked down to the people, and he could see that they have all gray clouds around them. And these are the clouds of problems, the clouds of the drama, and so on. And they sent him back and told him he should give the people the information that they should go out of the drama, that the paradise is there, it's already there. And he said, no, I don't want to go back. And they said, yes, you have to. And he said, no, no. And then he said a sentence, and this sentence is so important for me now. He said, they said, there is a waiting list of souls which wants to come to this earth. At the moment are so many souls on this earth like never before, because we want to have this experience. It's one of the amazing time on ever, you know. It's so a profound change, and everyone wants to be there. And, and he doesn't want to go back. So,
Yeah.
and he told him there's a waiting list. And this is my sentence now when I'm not happy, or when I think, oh, there's another problem. And then I think, hey, Tatiana, there's a waiting list. So many souls want to be here, and you are here, and you are so unthankful. What's going on here? So it helps me a lot.
Can you tell me about the matrix of the health system? In what ways it fools us, and also the matrix as you see it?
Last week we had an amazing interview with Dr. Elena Leschen. She's a very close friend of mine, and she's one of the researchers in this world for the microbiome, yeah, in our intestine. And she told us amazing things. If you realize that you are around about 22,000 genes, you have 22,000 genes. And together with your microbiome, you have 22 million genes. And it means that your microbiome choose who you are, how you are. Your microbiome choose your partner. It's not you.
Microbiome?
Yes, choose your partner. It's not you.
Wow.
And it means if your microbiome is not okay, you choose the wrong partner. And there she also told us a story which is so sad. It's so sad for all women in this world. It's about the birth control pill.
The pill.
Yeah, the
What,
pill.
what about it? It's very popular now. It's like, oh, you don't need to even have babies at this point. You can choose if you want to
Oh
keep
my
it.
God. Please don't do it. Please think about very carefully. It changed your whole behavior. You attract the wrong partner with it. And that means if you made the decision to get a baby with this guy, then you find out, because then you don't take the pill, you can't smell him, you can't stay together with him. It's unbelievable to do that. So maybe you can link the video, because it's also in English, and it's amazing to find out what this industry, this chemical medical industry does with us. And we get poisoned with everything we eat, with this fast food, even the products you put on your skin.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen is so-
Sunscreen. Oh my God, I don't use it since years.
Me too,
And I
yeah.
never get burned. That's amazing, It's so amazing. I have like a radar system. My body knows you have to go out of the sun now. It's
Yeah.
important now for you. And I never get sunburn. Never. Even if I'm on the boat or something like this. It's fascinating. You can train your body that he gives you impulses, what he needs. And also normal body scrub and
Body soap.
body soap, everything, the shampoo, everything is poisoned.
Of course.
And even I worked for this industry. Can you imagine? I worked for Christian Dior. I worked for Estee Lauder. I worked for them, and I can't take it anymore.
Even the vaccine thing, the moment they start pushing vaccines, the amount of allergies instantly skyrocket as well with it, proportionally, because it's very equivalent to that.
It is. So my parents weren't very nice to me, but they forgot to vaccinate me. So, and I'm so happy. I'm totally unvaccinated. I grew up unvaccinated, which is amazing. And I never, I was traveling so much. I traveled the whole world. And
During COVID.
oh, yes, of course.
During COVID,
Yes, I lived in Zanzibar. Can you imagine? I heard about Zanzibar and Mexico. These are the spots you can live a normal life. And then I made the decision I go to Zanzibar. And we in the airplane, we have to wear the masks, and we also had, we prepared some masks which looked like masks, but they weren't. So we were so creative in this time. And then we went out of the plane, everyone threw the mask away, and then it was like all the DJs from all over the world were coming. We were thousands of people, 20, 30, 40,000 people were celebrating at the beach. There was no beer, there was no wine, there was no condoms. It was like hell. They said you can't enter a country, and I did it. I said, I show you that it's possible to enter France. I show you that it's possible to enter for example, Austria or something like this. And I did it, and it worked, I was with the car, I have a mobile home. I have no home anymore, I only have a mobile home. And I entered all these countries. And I sent all the videos to all the people and I said, I'm here. And it was very easy. No one controlled me. So think about it.
Wow. So it's like, yeah, even every time I talk with you, it's really, you shift a lot of my perspective on life, because it's almost like you have found a way to escape the matrix, but not, it's like so popular right now, what we were being pushed on, even my generation, is, you escape the matrix by making a lot of money. The moment you are making $10,000 a month passively, you are out of the matrix. It's a big, big thing right now. Many people do believe that. And, the matrix, but after even doing a podcast yesterday, it was like, you're still inside the matrix, You have not escaped it once you're fully free from all of it, all of that. Any external thing, if you're still attached to, you're in the matrix. If you're attached to a partner, you're still in the matrix, If you're dependent on some pill, you're still in the matrix, If you're dependent on anything outside of yourself, you're in the matrix. So like you said, you have never been ill, like even had a flu or anything for
No.
like over a decade.
No.
Instead of vaccinating yourself, you do combo.
Yes.
Right?
I
You
made
do frog
combo
poison.
many times.
Every time I speak to people, the ones that are very healthy and that have claims and true like experiences of not being ill for over decades, is that they have created a toolbox that allows them to really set their day up no matter what happens externally outside of those things. But once, if they complete these tools, they have the ability to access this superhuman like life experience where they're fully living and fully happy. Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol, for example, and I realize it's not good. If I eat something which is wrong, my body, it's like I have to run to the toilet. It comes out immediately.
Yeah, my dad said he has a quote: "Alcohol doesn't give you answers; it helps you forget your questions."
Yes, that's true.
Before our conversation, you mentioned that at one point you didn't know how you were gonna make the ends meet on the next month, and what happened after?
1.5 weeks ago, I had again this, oh my God, the 1st of February is there and I have to pay all this stuff and how can I do that? And when I pay it, okay, then I'm really low on my income, yeah. So, and then I thought, oh my God, you always forget it. You are the master, you are God, so you can
Make money happen.
So I always write letters on my future self, and then I wrote, it's so amazing, the money is there and I live such a beautiful life and I can do everything what I want. I can spend money for good things and I invested in this project and so on, I wrote this letter that the money is coming and so on. And then it was so fascinated. I got money back from a company I invested in. I didn't realize that the money can come back, but it came back 20,000 Swiss francs. And then I have a mobile home and I wanted to sell it because I don't need it because I'm traveling the most time. And it's there at the dealer's house, and I also I also imagined that he's a friend of mine. He wrote me a message, Tatiana, I sold your mobile home and we get the highest price and so on, And then one day after I imagined this, I get this email, he wrote, Tatiana, we sold your mobile home and we got the highest price. And now I get in 1.5 weeks, I got back 56,000 Swiss francs.
How much is that in dollars?
I don't know in dollar, but in euro it's about 58,000 euros.
Oh wow.
And this is amazing. But I want to tell you another story, which was absolutely mind-blowing. I always had the dream, to drive a really, really expensive car. And I don't want to buy it because I was famous. And I thought, all the celebrities get this car, so I also want to have
Rolls
this car.
Royce?
No, not like Rolls Royce, but it was, I love the BMW 850 Cabriolet. I loved it, and it's 150,000, something like this. So, and then I imagined it, I always saw myself in this car and so on. And I talked about it. I talked to everyone. I said, by the way, I want to have a car and I need a new car and I want to have an expensive one and so on. And a friend of mine, and she has a beautiful magazine. It's named Ladies Drive. And I also ride for her because I'm a good driver and I love to drive fast and so on. She invited me to the automobile salon in Geneva, and I told her, I need to have a car. And she said, let's do it. And okay, then we have all this manager, from all these huge auto concerns. And she said, and by the way, Tatiana needs to have a car. And everyone says, yeah, everyone needs to have a car, ha, 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 ha. And then the guy from my dream car, the manager came around the corner and he saw me and he got a big smile and he came to us and he said, oh my God, Tatjana Strobel, I'm one of the biggest fan of you. And then my friend Sandra Stella said, oh, now you can give her something back because she needs to have a car. And then he said, oh yes, sure, let's go for lunch. And we went for lunch and I told him I love to have this 850 BMW cabriolet, black outside, white leather inside. I want to have it. And he said, yeah, no problem, let's do it. And then I had the car for 2 years for nothing.
For nothing?
For nothing. And it was so amazing. It was so mind-blowing. And this is one of my favorite stories. And I have lots of stories. Also with the first book, it was clear for me that this is a bestseller. It was so clear. And my management, I had a management at this time that, yeah, but Tatjana, you are, it's your first book. Don't be disappointed if it doesn't work. And I said, it's working. I have no idea why you always tell me it's not working. It's working, I swear. And then the first day my book was out, the first day I was in the bestseller list from the first day.
Wow.
For I think 36 weeks, my book was in the bestseller list in all the German-speaking areas, and this was so mind-blowing. And it was about, I knew it. It was clear, And I imagined it, I always had I had a photo with there is a bestseller list, Spiegel, it's named. I had it and I had the cover for my book on it, a number 1, and it was like this.
And even like talking with you is so magical because it's like you really show how much you can exist outside the matrix and really outside of the common belief that you can't, that you can't be the one. And it's like you really believe in your own reality.
Yes.
Because in your mind you have this truth, and it's a beautiful way I think we can end today's episode, because really being the living proof, as I say, of a reality that is possible, a reality of magic, a reality of just complete change and choice that you make every single day to live a magical life.
Yes.
So thank you for inspiring.
Yeah, thank
me
you
and
that I can be here. And it's worth that you be the person you want to be, and everything is possible. And it's so important that you know that you are the miracle.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode. It's just an honor to be around Tatjana and your magical energy. So stay conscious.